Good morning, and welcome to AI Daily Impact. I'm your host, bringing you the business-critical AI developments that matter today, August 14th, 2025. We're starting with breaking news that should concern every business leader using AI tools. A Reuters investigation has exposed Meta's internal AI safety guidelines that explicitly permit their chatbots to engage children in what the company calls romantic or sensual conversations. But that's just the beginning of this story. The investigation reveals that Meta's internal document governing AI behavior across Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram contains policies that would shock most parents and business leaders. These guidelines don't just allow inappropriate interactions with minors, they also permit the AI to generate false medical information and create racist content, as long as there's a disclaimer saying it's untrue. Here's what's particularly disturbing. The document explicitly states that Meta AI could write content arguing that black people are dumber than white people under their current rules. It could also produce articles falsely claiming a British royal has a sexually transmitted infection, again with just a disclaimer that the information is false. For businesses, this raises immediate questions about AI safety standards across the industry. If Meta, one of the largest AI companies in the world, has such permissive internal guidelines, what does this say about the safety standards at other companies whose AI tools you might be using? The business impact here is immediate. Meta was forced to remove portions of their AI guidelines after Reuters reached out for comment, showing how quickly media scrutiny can force policy changes. But the damage to trust may be longer lasting. Companies using Meta's AI tools for customer service, content creation, or other business functions now have to question whether those tools meet their own safety and compliance standards. This story also signals what's likely coming next. Regulatory bodies that have been watching AI development closely now have concrete evidence of inadequate safety measures. Expect accelerated regulatory action, particularly around AI systems that interact with the public. Speaking of user power, OpenAI just learned an expensive lesson about forcing product changes on paying customers. The company has restored access to GPT-4u after what can only be described as a user revolt following their GPT-5 launch. Here's what happened. When OpenAI launched GPT-5 on August 7th, they made a critical mistake. They removed all previous AI models from ChatGPT without warning, forcing every paying customer to use the new model whether they wanted to or not. The backlash was swift and brutal. A Reddit thread titled GPT-5 is horrible gathered over 2,000 comments within days. Users complained that GPT-5 felt abrupt and sharp, compared to GPT-4o's more conversational tone. Some users even expressed grief over losing what they considered their only friend. The business lesson here is profound. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman admitted the company underestimated how much some of the things that people like in GPT-4o matter to them. This is a $20 billion company that forgot the first rule of product management. Don't take away features your customers love without giving them a choice. The reversal was comprehensive. OpenAI not only brought back GPT-4o, but also increased rate limits for GPT-5 from 200 to 3,000 messages per week, and added new routing options giving users more control. For Pro subscribers paying $200 a month, they're getting access to additional models including O3, 4.1, and GPT-5 Thinking Mini. This sets an important precedent for the AI industry. Users, especially paying customers, have real power when they organize and voice their concerns. It also shows that even the most successful AI companies can make fundamental mistakes in product strategy. For businesses, this reinforces the importance of user choice in AI tool adoption. Companies that force AI upgrades on their teams without considering user preferences may face similar internal resistance. While OpenAI was dealing with user backlash, Anthropic was quietly making a major technical advancement. They've expanded Claude Sonnet 4's context window to 1 million tokens, which translates to roughly 750,000 words. This is a five-fold increase from their previous limit and puts them on par with competitors like Google's Gemini and OpenAI's GPT 4.1. But the real story isn't the numbers, it's what this enables for businesses. With this expanded context window, Claude can now process entire code bases of more than 75,000 lines of code in a single prompt. It can analyze dozens of research papers simultaneously while maintaining context across all of them. For businesses, this means AI can now handle much more complex, data-intensive tasks without losing track of important details. Anthropic highlighted three key business use cases. First, large-scale code analysis where the AI can load all source files, tests, and documentation to map project architecture and suggest improvements that account for the entire system design. Second, document synthesis that allows processing large volumes of legal, academic, or technical material while preserving context across hundreds of documents. Third, context-aware agents that can maintain full coherence across hundreds of tool calls and multi-step workflows. The pricing structure is competitive too. Prompts up to 200,000 tokens cost $3 per million tokens for input and 15 for output. Above that threshold, it's $6 for input and $22.50 for output. With prompt caching and batch processing, businesses can achieve up to 50% cost savings. Early adopters are already integrating this into production workflows. Bolt.new is using it for browser-based web development, while London-based iGent AI is applying it to their software engineering agent that turns conversations into executable code. This development is currently limited to customers with Tier 4 and custom rate limits, with wider rollout planned in the coming weeks. But it signals where the industry is heading, toward AI systems that can handle increasingly complex, real-world business tasks. Finally, Anthropic made another strategic move that could reshape government AI adoption. They're offering Claude access to all three branches of the US government for just $1 annually. This isn't about the revenue, obviously, it's about positioning. The General Services Administration recently added Claude alongside Google's Gemini to their approved AI tools list, and Anthropic is making sure price isn't a barrier to adoption. For businesses, this government adoption is significant for several reasons. First, it validates Claude's security and compliance capabilities at the highest levels. Second, it suggests that government agencies will increasingly rely on AI for decision-making and operations, which could impact how businesses interact with federal agencies. The symbolic $1 pricing also sends a message to the market about Anthropic's confidence in their product and their long-term strategy. They're betting that once government users experience Claude's capabilities, they'll be willing to pay full price for expanded access. Today's stories reveal three critical trends shaping the AI landscape. First, safety and trust issues are forcing rapid policy changes across the industry. Second, user preferences and feedback have real power even against the largest AI companies. Third, technical capabilities are advancing rapidly, enabling new classes of business applications. For business leaders, the message is clear. Stay engaged with your AI tool providers, demand transparency about safety standards, and be prepared for rapid changes in capabilities and pricing. The AI landscape is evolving faster than ever, and the companies that stay informed and adaptable will have the biggest advantages. That's your AI Daily Impact for August 14th, 2025. I'm your host, and we'll see you tomorrow with the latest developments shaping the future of business AI.